Greetings and welcome to Newsm TV. I am Makanaka Masengama. Stories making the headlines. Mnangagwa's new ministers speak. In the courts, judgment reserved in Mnangagwa's $6.5 million lawsuit. In business, low morale ahead of Mutulingcube's 2020 budgetary announcement. In sports, Bonne withdraws from Warriors squad. Now for the news in detail. President Emmerson Mnangagwa's newly appointed cabinet ministers and deputies have vowed to take up the challenge the ZANU-PF leader has thrown at them. Mnangagwa last week ringed changes within his executive, creating new departments at a time when critics have been demanding a trimming of the cabinet. Daniel Garwe, the minister of the newly created Ministry of National Housing and Social Amenities, said he has been challenged by the president to build a better Zimbabwe.
The construction industry plays a critical role in turning around of an economy. It provides two critical issues in our lives. It provides the so required wealth. There is an instant creation of wealth in terms of people earning money as they build. There is an instant creation of because it's less technology and more hardware. It's a hard area industry.
Former ZANU-PF Secretary for Administration Ignatius Chombo's ex-wife, Marian, who ironically was appointed as Deputy Minister of Local Government, said she will be representing women.
As I am right now, I represent the women of Zimbabwe. And the ministry that I've been appointed to is, I can call it the government. And expectations are very high, and I have to deliver. I have to deliver 2-3 times more than any other person as a woman, and I will do my best.
Chombo served 10 years in the same ministry before he was moved to finance minister months prior to the November 2017 coup. Former ZBC disc jockey and new Deputy Minister of Information Communication Technology, Dingumuzi Puti, said he will need time to come to terms with the department he has been appointed to.
Is that it will take a lot of learning from various stakeholders who are into this, but a proper discharge of duty through understanding the requirements of ICT, because ICT is not as general as we think, but it should drive industry. It should protect intellectual property. It should develop our capacities to do everything across the facets.
Mnangagwa has also made reassignments, which saw Mangaliso Ndlovu moving from industry to tourism, Sakai Nzenza from public service to industry, while Paul Mavima was moved from primary and secondary education to public service. Cain Matema took Mavima's place at education from home affairs. Kazembe was moved from information technology to replace Matema at home affairs. Controversial President Emmerson Mnangagwa advisor and businessman Kudakwashe Tagwirei on Monday failed to appear before the Public Accounts Parliamentary Committee led by former Finance Minister Tendai Biti. It emerged Tagwirei, who had some of his company accounts frozen by the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe over accusations he was fueling the foreign currency parallel market, wrote to Clerk of Parliament Kennedy Chokuda, indicating he is currently out of the country on business. He committed to availing himself next week. Biti and his committee want Tagwirei and Sakunda Holdings to give oral evidence in respect of the inquiry in connection with unallocated funds running into billions identified by the Auditor General Mildred Chiri. University of Zimbabwe postgraduate medical registrars Monday boycotted their examinations, claiming they are ill-equipped after they missed most of their practical lessons. NewZimbabwe.com saw dozens of registrars milling outside the examination halls, indicating they were likely to sue the university for flouting regulations by forcing them to take the examinations. The medical registrars, who are also postgraduate medical students, argued their practical exams require a hands-on experience, and failure to get this will result in half-baked doctors who are danger to patients. In the courts, The Supreme Court has reserved a judgment in the case in which businessman Upenyu Mnangagwa is challenging a ruling by the High Court clearing United Family International Church leader Emmanuel Makandiwa and his wife Ruth of a $6.5 million defamation suit he filed against them. Mnangagwa and his wife Blessing claimed they lost a fortune after being misled by Makandiwa's false prophecies. Earlier this year, the High Court cleared Makandiwa of any wrongdoing, but Mnangagwa took the case to the Supreme Court, arguing that a ruling by Justice David Mangota was frivolous and vexatious. The case was heard Monday morning, and Mnangagwa's lawyer, Advocate Sylvester Hashiti, said Mangota had misdirected himself. In business, players from various sectors of the economy have expressed despair ahead of Finance Minister Mthuli Ncube's 2020 budget announcement scheduled for Thursday. Most of them interviewed by NewZimbabwe.com Business said they feared the finance minister may not have answers to the country's economic challenges. Zimbabwe Congress of Trade Union Secretary General Japhet Moyo said he foresaw the security sector being prioritized and few resources being channeled towards social services and infrastructure. Top industrialist Sefelan Jawangwe said if the budget does not address economic fundamentals, which have been ignored for a long time, the obtaining problems are likely to persist. Economist Persistence Gwanyanya said the forthcoming budget must address key issues of production and productivity while putting in place measures to stimulate the economy. We end with sports. England-born Zimbabwe international striker Makaule Boni has withdrawn from the Warriors squad for the upcoming 2021 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers against Botswana and Zambia due to an unspecified injury. The informed Charlton Athletic striker was expected to finally make his competitive debut for the Warriors in the upcoming matches starting on Friday after receiving his Zimbabwean passport last Friday. The Warriors opened their campaign against Botswana at the National Sports Stadium on Friday night before the away tie against neighbor Zambia 4 days later. Reporting for NewZimbabwe.com, I am Makanaka Masenyama. For this and more stories, visit our website www.newzimbabwe.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel, NewZim TV.